Today I'm going to go through a whole bunch of microphones that you may have seen online and you may be considering using if you are a YouTuber, a social media content creator, or a filmmaker, and I want to help you figure out which one of these microphones is best for you and your budget. Now, good quality audio is arguably one of the easiest and most impactful upgrades that you can make to your content. So by getting a better quality microphone, you can actually improve the quality of all of your videos. And so by the end of this video, you should have a solid idea of which microphone is best for you. Today, we're gonna be going through 8 different microphones, but I'm gonna break them down into 3 different categories: shotgun microphones, lavalier or clip-on microphones, and dynamic podcasting microphones. Chances are you've come across these 3 types of microphones and you may be wondering which one is right for you. So for each mic, I'm gonna go through the pros, the cons, the best use scenario, and I'm also gonna break down some of the prices and get you to actually hear what they sound like. And at the end of the video, I'm gonna share with you which one of these microphones I use nearly every single day and why. But before we dive in, if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Sebastian Lopez, co-founder of Awake Abroad Media. And for the last 15 years, I've been shooting professional content for brands like Uber, Intel, and Dropbox. So if you're into content creation and social media marketing, make sure you click the subscribe button and let's get started. Now, the first microphones that we're gonna be talking about are shotgun microphones. These are highly directional microphones that range anywhere between $70 and $250. And the ones that I have here in front of me are the VideoMic, the VideoMic Go, and the Rode VideoMic NTG. This one replaced the VideoMic Pro by Rode. Let's get into some of the pros of the shotgun microphones. So if I remove this puff filter, you can see how long the shotgun microphone is. So one of the pros is that it's a very highly directional microphone. So wherever you point this microphone, it's gonna pick up that audio. That means that you're gonna get really nice directional audio from these microphones. If you look at this VideoMic, I put it on my DJI Osmo Action camera, and I use this setup with this microphone to vlog when I was backpacking with my wife across Mexico. And it was absolutely phenomenal. I just kind of put this on a tripod and I walked around vlogging and I got really nice crispy audio out of it. So the fact that they're very small and portable and they don't require batteries for the most part, made it a very good choice for me. And another plus is that they're so lightweight and portable. You know, you may see a size difference between even these microphones, but the weight difference isn't that much. They're both very light microphones, despite this one being the most expensive and most powerful of all the mics. Now let's get into some of the cons of using a shotgun microphone. Shotgun microphones require very precise positioning. That means if I am pointing it at you, it's gonna pick your voice up, but if I'm not pointing it at you, it's not going to do it. So say in a vlogging setting, if you are recording and talking to the camera, but then you flip that camera around and you continue talking, you're not really gonna be grabbing the audio of your voice going into the microphone because the microphone's pointing the other way. Also, if you are filming a subject, for example, back when I used to shoot real estate videos for realtors, I would have to use microphones to record their intro. A shotgun microphone was not my favorite choice because the moment that the realtor turns around or walks off frame or something like that, I no longer have the ability to capture a nice clean audio signal. So for that, I used a different microphone, which I'll talk about in a sec. And the last con is that the more pro that you go with these microphones, the bulkier that they are, because the microphone itself isn't that big. Like, this is the microphone, but it's the mount. You know, these mounts are designed to keep the microphone stable so you don't hear any like ruffling and sound from touching the microphone when it's on the camera. And unfortunately, it makes it bulkier. So when you put this on top of your camera, you're adding more size. I'll give you an example right now. As you can see, this looks kind of ridiculous. For an action cam, you definitely don't want to be using a microphone this large, but you're much better off using one of the smaller ones. But there is a quality difference between this larger, more robust, more expensive Rode NTG and the VideoMic Go. Regardless, they're both very good microphones. Now, as promised, I told you I was going to show you what they sound like. So the microphone that you're listening to right now is the Rode VideoMic, and this is what it sounds like. Okay, now you're listening to the Rode VideoMic Go version 1, not version 2. This is actually my first shotgun microphone that I ever bought. Okay, now you're listening to the Rode VideoMic NTG. This is by far my most expensive and most professional shotgun microphone that I own. I have personally used this microphone for productions with Uber and with Intel, and it's delivered professional, high quality audio. So who are these microphones for? These shotgun microphones are ideal for vloggers or content creators that are working in a controlled environment. So for example, what we're doing right now, shooting a YouTube video, I got the microphone directly pointed at me, and it's actually able to pick my voice up, eliminate a bit of the echo in the room, and just really focus on the speaker. These microphones are also very ideal for outdoor shooting. So for example, if you are shooting a video outside and maybe there's some background noise and people or something like that, because the microphone is pointed directly at the speaker, it's going to capture a very high quality and isolated sound. But now let's talk about the next type of microphone, lavalier and clip-on mics. The microphone that you're listening to right now is the Hollyland Lark M2. This is one of my favorite clip-on mics that I have ever used because of how small and portable they are. And that's the main benefit of lavalier and clip-on microphones. They're very portable and they can pick up sound wherever you go because they're attached to the body. So that makes these microphones very good for social media content, including YouTube videos or Reels, Shorts, TikToks, that type of content. With that being said, I also want to show you my more expensive, more professional system. This is the Rode Link system. It comes with a clip-on lavalier microphone, a transceiver, and a receiver that goes to the camera directly. So it is a more robust system, but let's talk about some of the pros of using a clip-on or lavalier mic. The first pro is that they are incredibly small and versatile microphones. So this is something that you can clip on and your eyes and attention are not really going to be drawn to it as much, right? Versus having a much larger microphone in front of your face or in frame. Because of their size, you can have these very close to the person that's speaking. So like what I have here, the Hollyland Lark M2 on my chest, gives me very directional sound. So if I'm filming something like a listing video for a realtor, it doesn't matter if they turn around this way or turn around that way or whatever, or if they go off frame, I can always pick up their sound. They're also very discreet, so it allows me to put the microphone closer to the source, which gives better audio. Another benefit of using clip-on or lavalier microphones is that they are extremely portable. So the wireless ability from these microphones is absolutely amazing. So with this Rode Link system, you did have to clip the microphone to the receiver, put it on your shirt, clip it on you. But now with these Hollyland Lark M2s, they're absolutely amazing because all you have to do is open it up, put it on you, and it's ready to go. There are no wires, no cables, and you can go pretty far distance from the camera with really good audio. Okay, let's talk about some of the cons from these systems. Number one is that they are visible microphones. So whether you are clipping it onto your shirt here or whatever, they have to be visible. And if you ever put them underneath your shirt, well, they can pick up all that ruffling sound from your shirt against, well, I have chest hair, so against my chest hair or something like that. So ideally, there's something that you want to have open and visible because you want the sound to be very accessible for the microphone. The other con is that generally you want to be using these microphones and recording directly into the source that you're recording video on. So in this case, I'm plugging in the receiver directly to the camera right in front of me, which is a great thing. But at the same time, if you want to record audio externally and then you want to sync it up, it could just add a couple more steps to your workflow, but hopefully that's not the case if you're using a camera like I am. And the last con is that the sound quality varies. Not all wireless microphones are the same. You know, you can get some on Amazon for like 30 bucks, and in my opinion, they kind of sound like shit, but they're better than using your phone, for example. And for that reason, if I was to invest into a wireless microphone, I would make sure that it's a high quality one. After all, it should be kind of like a one-time purchase for a period of 3 to 5 years, ideally. if you're getting a really good one. So I would just put the money towards a good one and use it for a longer time. The one that I personally love is the Hollyland Lark M2. And the reason why I love this microphone system is because you can use it on a camera, you can use it on an iPhone, you can use it on an Android, because it comes with all these different attachments and it's literally plug and play and you're ready to go. Now, throughout this entire segment, you have been listening to the Hollyland Lark M2, and these microphones are ideal for interviews, presenters, educators, and really anything with dialogue heavy content. So if you're gonna be on a stage presenting in front of people, use one of these. If you're gonna be doing a listing video as a realtor, use one of these. If you're even gonna be doing a podcast or something like that, these microphones are gonna be really good and really easy to use. And another great use scenario for them are vloggers. I was mentioning earlier how I use this Osmo action camera with the shotgun microphone pointed at me. But what you could also do is plug these microphones into this camera, and now regardless of where you point the camera, you're always gonna have consistent audio coming directly from your lavalier mic. A lavalier microphone system can range anywhere from 30 bucks to 350 bucks. When we're talking 30 bucks, you're maybe looking at some of the cheaper options on Amazon, but better than just using your phone microphone, for example. Heading into the holiday season, you can find the Hollyland Lark M2 on sale on Amazon for anywhere around $140 to $180 for the complete combo, which is a killer deal, and I highly recommend you check that out. But if you want to explore some of the more robust lavalier and wireless microphones, such as the DJI Rode, those can go anywhere up to $350 or more. But there's so many options in the market. I'm gonna put them down in the description so you can have your pick as to which price point is best for you, but I'm only gonna be putting high quality microphones in the description. So if you're a vlogger or you are someone that does a lot of public speaking, lavalier and clip-on microphones are ideal for you. And now let's talk about these dynamic microphones. These microphones are truly amazing pieces of equipment. They're known for a rich, warm sound. They tend to cancel out all the sound that's not directly in close proximity to the microphone. And that's why these are used ideally for podcasters. People that are putting their microphone straight to their face, and that gives them a really rich audio. These microphones are also really good for voiceovers because of their quality. But these microphones could come at a price. They can range anywhere from 80 bucks, like this microphone here by Fiffin, or they can range up to 400 bucks, like this Shure SM7B to my left. So now let's talk about some of the pros of these dynamic microphones. The first one, they give really high quality, warm sound. So these are ideal for podcasting. They're ideal for voiceovers. They're ideal even for instruments. Actually, traditionally, this Shure SM7B was used for instruments and singers who are projecting their voice into the microphone, and they need a nice, sensitive microphone to capture all of that dynamic range. Another pro is that these microphones are designed to reject any audio that is not directly coming from in front of it. That's why a lot of podcasters put it up to their mouth, because this is how the microphone performs best. The moment that you flip the microphone around, you're no longer gonna hear the person speaking, or if you speak from the side, or if you speak from so far away. And that's why in your favorite podcast, you'll often see the host being like, hey, can you get closer to the mic? It's because of that reason. And another benefit of these microphones is that in general, they're very robust and durable. I've had this SM7B for, I don't even know, so many years. You can drop these microphones, you can toss them. Not that I would or like to, but you know, sometimes it happens. And these microphones survive. I've dropped this Fiffin microphone plenty of times. I travel with it and it's still so good. Again, it's not my intention, but I do have to take my hat off for the build quality and durability of the dynamic microphones. Another pro of particularly this Fiffin microphone is that they have an XLR and a USB-C output, meaning that you can use this with a MIDI interface, or you can plug your USB-C directly into your computer without an interface and be able to use the microphone right off the bat, which is something that for the longest time actually contributed to the cons of these microphones. You see, a microphone like the Shure SM7B unfortunately only works with XLR connectivity. That means that you have to use a cable like this one to be able to use a microphone like this. And ultimately that just complicates your workflow because now you need an additional cable that needs to go into an interface that then needs to plug into your computer, that then you need recording software to be able to capture, and then you have to synchronize the audio to the video, and that whole process is just time consuming and inefficient. But that's the exact process that we use for our podcast. Why? Well, because we want to give our listeners the best possible podcasting experience when they listen to us. And for that reason, that's why we use these dynamic microphones with the XLR option. Another downside of these microphones is that they are bulky. They are larger, they are bulky. These aren't microphones that you necessarily want to carry with you everywhere you go. These are not microphones that you're going to be using with a vlogging camera or an action camera. These microphones tend to be just a little bit bigger than for an everyday use, but these are also phenomenal for something like working at your desk. So it really is a case-by-case scenario when using these microphones. They're probably not your go-to mic for a lot of use cases. And the last con for these microphones is they do need to have a close proximity to the source to be able to capture good audio. So this is not a mic that you would put on top of your camera. This isn't a mic that you'd put in the corner of the room like a shotgun mic that can capture the audio across the room. This is a microphone that you want to be putting right up to your mouth, right up to the source, because that's how it works the best. And for the reasons discussed in this video, I can't necessarily easily just plug this microphone into my camera, but here's a sample of what these microphones sound like. To leverage story into their marketing, they are able to captivate attention. And attention right now, I've been finding that not a lot of people have really asked themselves and gotten to. Like, there's always a superficial why. And with that being said, if you are a podcaster, a streamer, or you do voiceovers a lot, maybe you're even a voice actor or a singer, these microphones are ideal for you. They're gonna give you the best dynamic range, the best audio signal, and the best sound out of all of the microphones that I've spoken about so far. Also, if you are someone with a dedicated studio space, such as myself, I built this entire room with my wife to be able to create content easily, these microphones could actually be a very good option because you can mount them on a stand like this and you can very easily just talk right into them. Now it's time for my personal recommendations. I already went through the use cases of each, but I do want to mention my favorite microphones out of all of these. My first favorite microphone when it comes to the shotgun category would be this Rode NTG microphone. I mentioned I've used this for professional cases. It's just a very versatile microphone. I've used this for voiceovers, for YouTube videos, for professional productions. I've used it for almost any case. And for that reason, it's just such a good microphone that I do recommend if you're a professional content creator and you need high quality audio. This is a very, very good option for you. When it comes to the lavalier and clip-on microphone market, I highly recommend the Hollyland Lark M2. This is my favorite clip-on microphone that I have ever used. In my opinion, there's pros and cons to getting something like the DJI or the Rode microphones. But honestly, like, for the use case of social media content creation and how easy it is to use these microphones, I gotta say, the Hollyland Lark M2, take the pick, my favorite microphones for content creation for social media. And when it comes to podcasting, although I absolutely love the Shure microphone, believe it or not, this Fiffen K688 is actually the microphone I use the most out of all the microphones that I've spoken to you about today. So when it comes to social media, the Hollyland is what I use the most, but I use this for all of our discovery calls, all of our onboarding and client calls. I use this every single day. Why? Because I can plug it into my computer, to my Mac Studio with the USB-C port at the back, and it's just so easy to use. I literally plug it in and that's it. It also has some really cool features. It has a mute button that you just tap and you can mute yourself, which is super handy for whenever you're in group calls or speaking on a Google Meet, for example. You also have the gain knob at the back, so you can turn the sensitivity up or down. And you have a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack with the volume control. This means that if you are using the USB-C into your computer, you can plug your headphones directly into this port right here, and you can turn up the volume up or down and hear yourself in real time. That is such a unique feature that I really love, because none of the other microphones that I've spoken to you about in this video have this feature. Not even the SM7B, which is the most expensive microphone that I've talked about today. So choosing a microphone really comes down to your workflow. I would ask myself, what kind of content am I creating, right? Am I creating content for social media, YouTube? Am I getting on phone calls a lot? Am I a musician or a singer? The use case scenario is extremely important because you want to use the right microphone for what you are using it for. The second question is, how does this microphone fit into your workflow? Is it something that's easy to use, or is it something that's complicating the process and adding bottlenecks to your workflow? In my opinion, the best way to create content is the simplest way to create content, and having simple plug and play solutions that work and give you the results that you're looking for is always the approach that I take. So I'm curious, what kind of content do you create, and what kind of microphone do you use for that type of content? Please leave it in the comment section below. I'd love to hear it and have a conversation with you. And if you are curious about any of the microphones that I spoke to you about today, I'm going to be putting them all in the description with links to Amazon if you wish to check them out. This video is not sponsored by any of the companies that I mentioned today. So if you decide to purchase any of these microphones with the Amazon affiliate link down below, you'll be supporting our channel. So I thank you in advance. With that being said, if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing for more content on content creation, social media marketing, mindset, business. That's what we do here at Awake Abroad Media. And I encourage you to follow us on Instagram, where we can have a chat. And lastly, if you have any questions or you would like to see any specific videos from me, make sure to just pop it down in the comment section. This channel is still relatively new, and I really want to take your feedback into consideration as to what kind of content you'd like to see so we can create it. My name's Sebastian with Awake Abroad Media. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.